Hello, hello. Good afternoon. I'm always slow getting IG on. Let's see. Do we have the mic? Yes, we have the mic today. All right, we got the microphone today. Got IG on. We are ready to go. All right. So let me make sure everything's all lined up here today. This topic we're going to talk about today is going to be, I'm going to make this very simple, very fast. You guys jump on here so we can get this information. We lined up everything here so we can get some lighting on here. I know the day is, I don't know, it's sunny over here, but it still looks a little dark, a little bleaky. How's the lighting? Everything looks good? All right. Okay, I think we're all set. All right, you guys share this video. Let's get some folks up in here. So we're going to make this very simple, very important financial information. Everybody is going to like Caleb. Well, I see you over here today. Yes. All right. How's the lighting? I don't know why it looks kind of dark to me, but I don't know. Maybe it's fine. How's it like? Hey, Margie. Hey, how are you? Is the lighting cool, you guys? Okay. Is the lighting good? Laverne Smith, close for pop. Thanks for jumping on. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna make this topic. Hey, Margie. I'm gonna make this topic very simple. I know it sounds complicated when people talk about building blocks to wealth and they talk about all this stuff, but my whole motto is to just simplify things so that it doesn't get a little scary for folks. And a lot of times when you don't understand something, it's very easy for you to just say, well, throw your hands up. I don't get it. I don't understand it. That's it. So hopefully at the end of this session, it's going to be really quick and fast. You guys will understand clearly what we're talking about here and at least make some notes and is able to at least pass this information on to some other folks. We're talking about building blocks to wealth and just different things that you can put in place. And, make your little checklist, of course. And as you check these things off, you're on your way, right? You got to get started, they said, before you can even get finished. So that's what we want to do today, guys. We want to talk about building blocks to wealth. The whole idea is that you spend your life working and try to, sustain your financial position. But at the end of the day, we all want something to look forward to in the end. And, something that we can relax and say, okay, well, we have done it. All right. So today we want to talk about some building blocks to wealth so you can at least have some money that's accumulated out of all this hard work that we are putting in. Over time, it is said that a lot of people are retiring earlier than 60. Back in the days, I guess 60 was kind of the retirement age, 62, whatever that is. But people are retiring earlier. A lot of people in their 50s are retiring. And of course, why they're doing this and they're able to do this without having any financial stress is simply because they had made some plans. They had set some money aside. They have made some investments. They have done certain things in the meantime, which allows them to be able to retire at an earlier age and can enjoy life and then pursue their passion, because we all have these other things we want to do, except, at the moment, it might not be bringing in the cash that we need. So we want to talk about 4 things today, guys. Building blocks to wealth. One of them is the real estate. We want to talk about that. We're not going to make this complicated, so just be ready to make some notes. One of those things is going to be real estate. We're going to talk about. The second one is going to be insurance. We're going to talk about investments. And then, of course, last but not least, we will be talking about taxes. And nothing major, nothing complex. So just keep your ears open and make some notes on this stuff. Building blocks to wealth, things that we must do. Guys, let's jump right in here. The first point we want to talk about is real estate, right? So that's it is said to be one of the greatest ways to accumulate wealth. You can make money on real estate. You can save money owning real estate. So there's certain things that you can do by starting off with real estate. And that's one of the first ones we want to talk about today. Just keep in mind that, these things that we're doing, if you haven't already done them, the stuff that you're putting on your list that you're getting ready to do, right? Hello, my lovely auntie. Okay, good to see you in traffic. Okay, but you're here now. I just love it. Thanks for jumping on here. All right, so real estate, guys, we want to talk about real estate. First and foremost, for the most part, a lot of folks, the first thing you want to do is try to invest in a personal residence, right? That's the first thing you want to invest in a personal residence. It does a lot of stuff. It gives you some stability. And of course, it gives you a great tax write-off with your interest in your property taxes as well. It is an appreciated asset, so it will have money in it, equity in it in the end. And so, so you want to start off by just obtaining maybe a personal residence. Now, some people rather do it the other way around, and they may want to get involved in investing in, say, rental real estate, right? So you might want to buy a property. You may not want it to be a permanent residence. You may not want to even live in the area or the state or the city where you buy this property, but you can also get a property and have it for rental investment, right? A rental property gives you some cash flow in there, of course. It helps you with your tax write-off as well. And then in the end, it will have appreciated value. And so if you want to sell it, you can make money. Okay, so you can do it the other way around, where you can own your primary residence first if you find that. And if not, then don't hesitate. Buy a rental property, buy something somewhere and rent it to someone else. And again, get a great cash flow. And that cash flow, you leave some money in the rental property for incidentals, and then you can set the rest of that money aside. And this is how you're going to continue to build additional cash. Okay, so this is passive income. You don't have to do anything for it. That money comes in because you have a positive cash flow, guys. And it doesn't matter if it's $50 or $100. A lot of times when we're thinking cash, wealth, and money, we're thinking, oh my God, we're thinking in terms of all these many dollars. But if you start, anything that's more than your expenses is a positive cash flow, right? More money than you had before. So you can look at it that way. So another thing about real estate that you can invest in, and a lot of people does this, they buy distressed property. So there's properties that are just distressed. They're just sitting around, and you can buy those properties maybe for a lot less than they're really worth. So you can obtain distressed property. What you want to do with them is you will fix them up, of course. And then you could do two things. You can either sell it and get the profit out of it, or use it as a rental property for positive cash flow. Okay, so you can do that with that. The other part of that is people do this all the time where they're flipping property. So they're buying a property, maybe not quite market value. They're putting money in it, investing money in it, fixing it up, and then selling it. And sometimes you may not make a bundle off of it, 50,000, 100,000, whatever that is, it's still more money that you are accumulating quicker than having your money sitting in the bank with low interest rate. Okay, so think about these things. Make some notes again, like I said, and just start checking them off your bucket list, or make plans towards getting these things accomplished. Now, another inexpensive way to do it, guys, you can get together, right? You can get together and do a partnership. Might not have to put out as much money. You can do a partnership, and then of course you can get together and you can buy a piece of real estate. So it's better to own something with someone else, where someone that a good business partner, of course. So it's better to own something with them, with a group of folks, which is going to allow you to put out less money because maybe you don't have as much to do it on your own, and still you will have monies that is growing, that is going to accumulate some additional funds later on that you can pull out, or they can sell, and you can all make some money. So there's so many ways to do this, right? So many ways. I'm excited about this because there's so many ways you can make things happen. If you can't do it all by yourself, don't try to do everything alone, right? Sometimes it takes a team to make things happen. Okay, so also, just one last tip on the real estate, there's a lot of programs, there's a lot of government programs out there. There's programs that allow you to get your down payment. You have to, no money out of pocket. There's programs that's allowing you now to buy commercial real estate where you don't even have to come up with a down payment. There's so many programs, guys. If you're interested in any of this stuff, make sure that you look into some of these programs. What I'm going to be doing also too is get some experts that's going to come back on here and give you guys the ins and outs. So if you feel you cannot get a piece of real estate, I will have someone on the show that is going to be able to tell you exactly how you can do it with very little money, of course, that you don't even think that you can afford to do, but you can. So we're going to come back to that. I'm going to get somebody on here to give you all the scoop about that stuff. All right, so that's the first point today, guys, in building wealth. Let's move on to the second point today, and that is insurance. Insurance, guys, insurance. So Andy said, I would love to do that too. Yes. And again, wherever you are, this works. Okay. Wherever you are, everything we talk about here works no matter where you are, what state, what city, what country, what town, it works. Okay. So insurance, number 2 point is insurance. Now, insurance sounds like, oh my God, everybody is familiar with all the most common things when it comes to insurance. One of the things I want to make sure you guys do, insurance it's a must. It always seems like a burden, but it's not. There are a lot of things that we need insurance for. We need auto insurance, property insurance, health insurance, disability insurance, sometimes in long-term care insurance. We want to make sure, homeowners insurance, renters insurance. We want to make sure that we're covered. There is a small premium in some cases that you pay monthly, but should something happen, it could become a financial burden. It can eat away at every bit of savings that you have and or put you into bankruptcy. Okay, so insurance super important to building wealth. You do not want all the money that you set aside and all the money that you invest and all the money that you're trying to make money with having to go towards something that may happen that an insurance policy would have covered by you paying some monthly premium, and make sure that you don't have that liability if something was to happen. So insurance, very important, super important. We don't pay enough attention to this, but we should make sure all your stuff is covered. Okay. And the other part about insurance too, one of the things that most people don't think about too is life insurance. There's a lot of wealth building ideas in life insurance. We'll have someone who's more of an expert in this that can tell you that. There's cash value insurance, things that you can borrow money from without having to pay interest on it. There's an expert that will be able to explain all that to you guys later on that I'll bring on here to explain that. But insurance, very super important. Make a note of that. That's the second point today. And again, just don't forget, make sure that you have at least the common ones. Make sure the auto, the health, things like that will wipe out your savings. Make sure you have those in place. Okay, so check on that. You can visit that, try to get the best rate, and have someone that's an expert at this stuff to help you out to make sure that you are fully covered with the least expense of money, with the least outlay, I should say. All right, thanks to that, Michonne. Yes, Michonne. Michonne is an expert. Yes, she is an expert at this. So, that might be who we have on here to explain this to the folks, because, of course, I'm not an expert at that, so we know what I do. I'll stay in my lane. All right. So third point today, guys. Thanks for that, Margie. Third point today, investments, right? Now, when we hear investments, we're thinking, okay, oh my God, you need a lot of money to do this, right? But no, I've had people who only have a few $100s in the stock market. They make a few $100 and then they are very excited and very happy. What this does, it gives you the way, it teaches you how to get in, understanding the process, and how to make money. It doesn't matter how much that is, because once you have the foundation laid, right, you just keep doing the same thing, repeating, and increase growth in your money. That's what happens. So investments doesn't necessarily only mean, oh, I got to jump in the stock market. You can invest in other things, right, guys? You can invest in other businesses, right? Maybe someone else's business, some other business venture. Or you can start your own business and invest in your own business. You can buy maybe a franchise, a business already established. You have somebody to invest in that. The whole blueprint is laid out. You don't have to do anything to it. You could just jump in and start operating. So you can invest in something like that as well. So there's other ways you can invest money and make money outside of just the typical going to the stock market, buying different stocks, which, there's strategies to that we'll talk about. Spending money, buying bonds and things like that, so that money can set aside and grow, right? So that's what investments are, putting the money someplace so that it can bring you more money back on your return, more return on your money that you put in there. And again, all investments are not guaranteed. Sometimes you lose your money. So there's strategy that you got to understand to make this happen. You have to work with an expert if you don't know it very well, or some of it you could do yourself. You can just study and do it yourself, because there's creative ways that you can invest. You have to know when to put money in, when to pull it out. Sometimes you go a lot. It is said that monies that are set aside, for instance, if you go into the stock market, monies that are set aside on long-term investments, you get more money back than jumping around and in and out, and timing is not great and you're losing money. So there's experts in all these areas, guys. Sit with a person that is an expert at this stuff if you're interested, and or you can do it yourself. You can just study it and you can do it yourself. So investment is putting money someplace where that money can grow, and this is how you build wealth. Again, it can be in the stock market. It can be buying bonds. It can be buying CDs. You can invest in businesses, your own business for one, which is excellent. or get into a partnership with someone else and invest in other business, or buy business that are already up and running, franchise. You can do that as well. Okay. So that's my third point today, guys. And let's move right on into the fourth point here. And this is the one that everybody would like to run from. We would love to just not have to have this conversation, but of course it is the top of the list, but I always make it last, and this is taxes. So building blocks to wealth, taxes is the key. It's essential. All the money you make, you can pay back to the government if you don't do this right. Okay, so taxes affect everything that you do. All the money that you make, there's a tax effect, there's a tax implication. So in order for you to build wealth, guys, when it comes to taxes, you've got to have great tax planning. There's strategies that will save you money on your taxes. Keep more money in your pocket, of course. This allows you to build wealth. So there's a lot of everything that we talked about earlier. There's a tax effect. Buying real estate, selling real estate, buying stocks and bonds, all the stuff that we talked about, you have to pay taxes on this stuff, on gains on this stuff, capital gains on this stuff. We got to do all of this stuff and pay taxes. So we want to have a strategic plan to keep more money in your pocket. If you have a business, you want to maximize your business deductions so you could save on taxes, right? And then again, just on a personal sense, you want to be able to put the monies in your retirement plan so that money can grow interest, tax-free, dividends, tax-free until you pull that money out later on. So all this strategy when it comes to taxes to save you money, guys, all you got to do is sit down, make a plan, stick to the plan. You can use your check mark so that you know what you're doing and get the best advice. Okay, so that's why we're here today. Make notes of all this stuff, because it sounds like a lot when you just listen to the whole thing, but again, line item by line item, it is not that much, right? I'm not going to get any more deeper into the tax situation other than you can save a whole lot of money by planning, projecting, okay, setting the right money aside in the right vehicle, maximize your retirement plans, and of course, maximize more than all business deduction. Write everything off that you can within the business structure, and of course save a lot of money on taxes. It's not how much money you make, guys, it's how much money you keep in your pocket that you can set aside for your retirement and building your wealth. That's what we are here today for. So that covers my 4 points. Again, let me recap. Today we're talking about 4 building blocks to wealth. We talk about accumulating funds, making money, retiring, and have money to relax and do what we're passionate about. So let's start now. If you haven't started already, it's never too late. Okay, so let's do it now. Number 1, real estate. How to make money in real estate through buying your own, tax savings, or investing in it, getting positive cash flow. I will have someone that will come on here and show you how you can get real estate, how you can purchase real estate. Maybe you don't even need any money to get this real estate, okay? There's a lot of programs that you can get that will assist you, down payment programs that will help you to refurbish a real property that you may buy, a distressed property. You can get money to fix it up. There's so much that you can do, but if you don't know it, of course, you won't be able to do it. Real estate, number 1. And my number 2 point today is insurance. Make sure that you are fully protected. Something can wipe out every dime that you have saved for or put you in bankruptcy if you're not fully protected with insurance. So we want to make sure that that's covered completely. Third is investments. And there are so many different ways you can invest money in to make money, not just stocks and bonds or certificate of deposit. Business, of course, partnerships, franchises. There's different ways you can put your money there. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. You can get a percentage of the pie, and that is still more money than you have, right? I always say that it's best to get some money than no money at all. That's perfect. And the 4th point today, guys, number 4 is taxes. Taxes. It's an implication, a tax implication on everything that we do, but there's ways that you can save on those taxes. That's the strategic planning. And this is one of the things that we are going to make sure happens. Of course, once you get all this money from the various investments and things that you do, strategically, you're going to make sure that you pay as little tax as possible to keep more money in your pocket. Okay. So, all right. So that covers my 4 points today. We'll be back. We'll have some guests on here to discuss in more details, just to give you guys the ins and outs of how this stuff happened. and getting qualified to buy real estate, insurance, and how all that works. And then I'll come back in and let you guys know how we're gonna save on those taxes once we get all this going, right? So let's see. This is truly a wealth of information. Awesome. I'm glad you were able to get a lot out of that, Andy, and everyone else that's on here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Of course, we're here every Tuesday and Thursday. You guys, again, like you have always been doing, keep your notification on. Hit like and share in this video. Hit like and share in this video. Again, it's not, it's not the fact that this stuff is very complicated, but if you don't know it, if you don't understand it, then it makes it seem so much more complex, right? But it really isn't. Knowledge is power. I like that. All right, tax value. Well, thank you for jumping on here, you guys. I want to thank all the people over here and IG that jumping in, and everybody over here on Facebook. And you guys, again, I know it's not too late yet, but if you haven't filed your taxes tomorrow, I do have to say this, coming from a tax perspective, get them in, however you need to get them in by tomorrow as a deadline. So get your taxes filed by tomorrow, people. And again, here at PROBY'S Tax and Accounting, we can assist you if you want to give us a call, questions or any concerns that you may have about any of the stuff that we talked about. Give us a call at 323-290-9034 or visit us at PROBY'Stax.com. Renee Gordon, thanks for jumping in here. Enjoy your information, your informative sessions. I appreciate you for coming on. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Thanks. All right, Renee. Thank all of you guys for jumping in here. Continue to share, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Margie, again, for sharing, and all the folks that's jumping in here today. Andy and Klaus for Pop, all you guys over here at IG. Appreciate you guys. You guys have a wonderful rest of your Thursday, beautiful weekend, and I'll see you guys back here on Tuesday. We're going to have some more business stuff to talk about. We're going to get this right. We're going to get this money, and we're going to make sure. We're going to do this together, right? We're going to do this together. You guys put your comment and concern in the comment below. I'll come back through here and respond to those personally, okay? So I will see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. Take care of each other and take care of yourself. Bye-bye.